Hey Gardeners, it's Cuba Cordoves with Eve's Garden Podcast.
And I'm Jnique.
Lady D.
I know you guys missed us. You've been wondering where we've been. I've been getting emails and DMs, and we normally take a hiatus, which is normally about a 2-month hiatus, but we didn't intend to take a hiatus. Life was just whooping my ass. Okay? Whooping my ass. As y'all all know, I have sickle thalassemia also, so I got sick with that. Then my uncle passed. So it's just been a lot, but I am happy to be back. I've missed y'all. I miss my girls, and we are happy to be back. Right, girls?
Yes,
Yes.
girl.
Yes.
I'm excited.
We missed you guys.
Yes.
Trust me, we missed y'all. This is like therapy for us, doing what we do. We don't do it for money. This is therapy. Anyhow, I want to talk about, I want to recap. I know we're late to the party and everything with Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, also with Rashard Brooks, and many unknown, people that's part of our community that get killed every damn day. These are just the main stories that we know of. And I just want to do a recap of everything that's going on with these cases. I also want to talk about the protesting. I also want to talk about defunding the police. So I'm just let me give everybody a warning, okay? I got my wife beater on. I got my husband beater on. Because a bitch is ready to fight. A bitch is ready to fight tonight. I'm telling y'all. So I'm just giving you a warning, okay? Fuck the badge. Anyhow, I want to ask you, Lady D, how has the recap that I just brought up, how has that affected you mentally with what's going on with protesting, what's going on us being quarantined? It's like everything just hit everybody like bow. And I think it was a perfect storm that needed to happen for, we have a lot of people on our side, whites, Spanish, and everything, because people just tired. And since Corona got us all sitting our ass down, we got more people on our side. So I just want to ask both you ladies, how has it been for you, Lady D, just coping with what we've been seeing?
It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard, especially when you sit here and you see that everything that's really going on is really happening to the majority of our Black men. Yep. So it's damn, you have brothers, you have uncles, you have cousins,
you have sons,
significant others, you have a son.
I have a son.
And it's, wow, is it okay for us to go to the store? Is it okay just for us to go around the corner without us being stopped, and you have to look in your mirror like, oh shoot, I'm doing everything. Am I going to get an asshole today, or am I going to get someone that's understandable?
Exactly.
So you have to be on defense, and your defense mechanism is extra high now. So it was like, okay, do I want to send my child to the store by herself?
Right.
Or, we all going to the store together.
We're going together.
It's normal things that we would do is now that we have to think about before we do it. So it's like, okay. And then it also brings stress into the household. The kids not being able to go to school.
Yep.
The 17-year-old who actually was homeschooled, so she didn't get the first 2 years of high school. That socialism that they have going on. So now that they got out of school and this is her first year back, it's like, damn, I'm just getting back into play, and now I'm back into depressed mode.
Exactly.
So dealing with that as well. So it's hard. It's really, really hard. All I can take one day at a time and continue to pray.
That's what we could do, honestly. What about you, Jenny?
It's just crazy how what's happening now it just keeps being a repeating cycle in history. Mm-hmm. It's just so crazy that in 2020 we are still saying, still doing, and still fighting for the same shit. So I was just saying, it's a crazy situation. It's just like going back over this cycle, and it's like, it's a little different this time, because I think that the generation that is coming in, I feel like they are more like, I really don't give a fuck. Like, I really don't care. And then if they have the proper planning, I feel like something can happen. But it's just really crazy. I did march. I marched. I protested with my job. got together with another company, and we marched from the from, I don't know the street, but it was from the location all the way up to the Capitol.
Okay.
And back to the place. So it was a good maybe 3-mile walk, and we ended up in front of the MLK Center, and we took a knee. And y'all, we took a knee for 8 minutes and 47 seconds.
And that is long.
It felt like the longest. It was the longest 8 minutes and 47 seconds. We kept having to move our foot because we're on the concrete, right? So we're like moving our feet, and moving our knee, trying to get comfortable, putting things down, you know, and it's a whole bunch of us. We ain't supposed to be that close because of Corona, but you know, we out here fighting for the people.
That's right.
But them 8 minutes and 47 seconds were the longest wait time like ever. It was like, let me tell you something. If he was on his neck for that long, bro, he was not gonna make it regardless. Cause we couldn't even sit there without it hurting our knees. So it's just so crazy. Cause now you have watched people march, and now you out there marching.
Yep.
Cause you got a kid. Like, it's so weird.
Things better for your children and your children's children. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we have to march. We have to. Only thing with the, like I said, Martin Luther King, he definitely gave us a blueprint and did it very successful. The thing that we have to do is, we have to know what we want to ask for. You know what I'm saying? We have to know we want to ask for protest. I'm for all with the protest. I'm not with the looting, but damn, you want to burn something down, you mad, you're angry. I may not do that myself, but I understand the rage. I understand the rage. You know what I'm saying? And like Jnique was saying, that it's really not me, Lady D's, or even you, Jnique's generation. It's really our children. Lady D, we have kids in their 20s. It's our children's generation that are fighting, and they don't, like Jnique said, they don't give a fuck. And I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that. They don't give a fuck. It's like, you can't keep doing things peacefully and asking, can I sit at the table, please? Can I sit at the table, please? Fuck that. I'm taking my seat. I ain't asking you. And that's what I love about this particular generation that is fighting and getting shit done. And it's our job to help move it along. Like, I know I donated because I felt like a lot of these kids they're gonna come after them later. You know what I mean? And they're gonna need lawyers, and they're gonna need bail, and so you donate. That's what all we can do as my generation in our 40s. Then that's what we have to assist them. We have to
them. And there's not one way to protest.
No, it's many ways you can.
There's so many ways you can protest, and that's why it's so crazy that now everybody wants to take a fucking knee after Kaepernick did it and got kicked out of the whole NFL.
Exactly.
But now everybody want to take a knee.
Now everybody want to take a knee. Years later, he been
saying that knee. He couldn't take that knee, but now everybody taking that knee.
Yep. So, like I said, the 3 people that mainly comes up when it comes to police brutality right now is Breonna Taylor, which she died. I'm going to read this. She died, she was murdered March 13th. George Floyd was murdered May 25th, and Rashard Brooks was murdered June 12th. And I just want to talk about the George Floyd. A lot of people are like, oh, y'all making him a martyr. He was violent. He had criminal history. I don't give a fuck what he had. That day,
you murdered.
That day, I mean, think about it. We could just go somewhere and pay with money, and somebody could say, I think this is counterfeit. And just that all can end your life. It's sad. And Derek Chauvin, whatever his name is, that murdered George Floyd along with the other 3 officers. I understand that he was the lead officer, and the other 3 officers, I'm gonna read their name. Jay Alexander, I believe, is Kwong, Thomas Lane, and Tino, I believe that's how I pronounce the name. I'm not sure. Anyhow, they were all rookies. So their defense is, we was just going along with,
we're following lead.
Y'all had y'all knee in this man's back on his lungs. You assisted, you contributed to this man's death. And I don't care what he did. I don't care what he did, if it was counterfeit, if he
And
if
they was
he has a
taking, they
criminal
was keeping
history,
look.
I don't care.
They were keeping look and everything though. Like they, you know, while he was on his neck, one was walking around looking at the crowd and then checking. Like it's just bananas.
It's basically they have no value for our lives. That's basically what it shows. It's just so disrespectful. The Breonna Taylor case, the officers, you know, you come to the wrong house, you kicking in people's door as if I'm happy they dropped the charges against her boyfriend because y'all did a no knock. Y'all kicked the damn door in, busted it open, and start, you know what I'm saying? He starts shooting. What the
And
hell?
they still not
That's
arrested.
what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. Being a gun owner, I'm gonna start busting. I'm sorry, you come and kick it in my door and you don't announce yourself and say police, the no knock, the no lock, knock, whatever they call it. They don't knock. They just bust in your shit. Nah, I'm a bust too.
And they still haven't been arrested.
No,
period.
Haven't been arrested.
Period.
I believe that's gonna, you know, change. And then with Rashard Brooks, what happened here in Atlanta? When I know everybody has seen the video and seen the body cam footage, but when I saw that and I saw, yeah, you know, he contradicted himself. He seemed like he was a little drunk. But when you came there, the officer that came to the scene first before he called for backup, his name was Devin Brosnan. I believe that's how they pronounce it.
Wasn't he gonna just let him sleep it off in the parking lot?
Right. My thing is, when you walked up on him, right, and you tap on the door and he sleep. He sleep. If you really thought he was that impaired, why would you have him move the car to go park it? You was okay with him to park it. Why couldn't it end there? Yo, let me get you an Uber home. Call your girl. Can somebody pick you up? Why do you gotta
Well,
call?
I thought they said that he was going to let him sleep it off.
No,
and then the other cop pulled up. Oh,
he called for backup. So when Officer Ralph came, you know, he basically stepped it up, escalated it. But that officer already has so many disciplinary issues and problems, and so many. You know what I'm saying?
He has a paper trail.
Paper trail, baby. And then the officer, Devin Bronson, that was the original officer that came up on him and knocked on the window first. He basically, now this is the first time this ever happened, he's becoming a witness against the officer. Yeah, he's going to be a witness against that officer. He's getting charged too, but not for murder. But the officer that killed Tim Roth is being he's going to get the death penalty if he's charged. So if somebody that's going to get the death penalty,
and you know, people
give them a whole day to turn themselves in. We wouldn't get that courtesy.
Girl. And it's like with that case, it was like people were trying to say it was justified because he whooped their ass. I'm drunk and you're trying to take me to jail. It's two of y'all. You're gonna shoot me. There's been shootings for the last month. Everybody is looting and rioting. You about to take my life. I'm already drunk. Okay? I'm already drunk. Everybody knows that you throw hands when you get too drunk. Mm-hmm. Do not try to take me to jail.
Or when you fear for your life.
Right.
So, on probation. He was on probation. So he probably was like, nah, y'all ain't gonna arrest me.
Bro, he had so much adrenaline. He took the shit off and dipped. Baby.
That's no reason to shoot him and kill him. You already
he was away. He was away. You took Dylan Root you took him to get a Whopper, bro.
Yep.
But you took my man's, you put my man's to sleep.
Right. Whatever. I mean, comes to the point where it has to end. And I want to ask both of you, have you guys heard about what people are trying to do as far as defunding the police?
I've heard a little bit about it, but I just keep seeing debates about it. And so I've been trying to stray away from debates.
Right. So
you don't really get neither. They just keep on, you know, the information that they do give is just a repeat of itself.
Right. Yeah, they do. What I was going to say about that, this is just in my humble opinion, what I think all counties and states should do. Mm-hmm. Should have, and I know some states do have a citizen committee board where they basically review officers' applications. They review if they have any disciplinary actions. They, if a case like the Rashard Brooks comes on, it's a group of citizens, regular citizens that decide. I also believe that they should have it where there should be certain task force. Like, let's say if someone is mentally having a mental episode, I don't believe the police should be called for everything. I don't. I think it should be task force.
I think police. I'm sorry. I'm like tapping into what you're saying, because I honestly think that in order for you to be a police officer, you need to have either a psychology degree, or you need to have some type of medical background, or you need to have a task force that includes these people.
Exactly. That's what I was getting to, Jay.
Yeah.
That's what I was
okay. That's why I was like, I'm feeling you, because
I believe it should be psychologists, social workers. When you have a call for mental illness, I don't believe the police should have to show up. Now,
they don't know. They don't know how to deal with it at all.
Some people,
they misread people's.
Exactly. Now, some people get really violent, or they attack their loved ones. So the police do have to be called. But there's so many cases with so many mental illness, Black men, white men, Spanish men, Asian men, that are being killed because of their they don't understand commands. They're not, you know what I'm saying? They're just not there. And I think it should be a small little task force. If you have a little accident, a little fender bender, should be another little task force to come, get the information, give you a little ticket, blah, blah, blah. I don't think police officers with guns and tasers and batons have to come up to every call.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them barely even know the law, okay? Like I said before, they are policy enforcers. They're not law enforcers. And a lot of them, like I said, they don't even know the damn law. This is the only career. Think about this. It takes somebody longer to become a barber, to cut hair, than it does to become a police. Come on.
That is true.
This is the only job. This is the only job where you are able and allowed to take someone's life. I think the training needs to be a little bit longer. Sorry.
Hell yeah, that's
shit.
That's perspective for you.
I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe it needs to be little task force that handle those things, or take the guns from the police officers. Take the guns.
I think London, they don't have guns on them, or
they shouldn't.
They are like have such low gun crime that I don't even think that they even carry them.
Where I'm from, even in Cuba, it's the same thing. No, there's no guns. Now, the only ones that have guns are the military and all of that. But no, it's not a lot of gun violence. But anyway, here in America, you know what I'm saying? With this, like I said, it's the only job where you are allowed to take someone's life. And you're telling me you only go to school for 6 months? No, you need a lot. I feel take the guns away. I'm not saying all cops shouldn't have a gun. There are some cops that if it's escalated, then you make that call, and then you let them come bring in the big boys. But every day, if you just coming in and give me a ticket, or speeding ticket, or whatever, what you need your gun? Because see, they already come. See, now this is in my research. When they see that they've pulled over a Black person or brown person, they automatically call for backup, even before they come to your car. They already call for backup because they have weaponized our skin color. That's it. Like, why are you already calling for backup?
Like, why?
That means you're already walking up to the car tense. You're already walking up to the car like, got your trigger finger, you're ready. You're ready. I've got pulled over before. It was myself, my abuela, which is my grandmother, and my daughter, which was only 6 months. The cop walked up to me and with the gun in his hand. Scary as hell. Now, what am I, an old lady and a 6-month-old gonna do to your ass? You walking up to the car and he got his hand, he ready. Like,
I just want to know, if your ass is a punk ass, scary ass person, then why are you the police?
Get another job.
Because, honey, you can't be this scared everywhere the hell you go.
Yep. And everything is officer safety. Fuck y'all safety. What about our safety? Oh, we want to go home. Officer, we want to go home too.
They always say that. I want to go home.
And they
sir, I just want to be able to go to the store and come home.
Gardeners, and anybody watching, even y'all motherfuckers that's in the bushes lurking and shit. Even y'all motherfuckers. I'm telling y'all, you want to cop watch and you want to, record traffic stops and everything. Don't let them play you and tell you, nah, step back. We got to give them only 10 feet. That is it. And recording is not interfering. Interfering is physical. It's not, oh, you're standing here recording, you're interfering in my investigation. No, I'm not. I'm standing here quietly recording. I'm not interfering with shit. A lot of people don't know their rights. So cop watchers and everybody out there, that want to become a cop watcher, don't let them play you with that shit. I study black law, bitch. I study that shit.
You have to know the law in order to sit there and justify what's going on. You have to.
You have to know your rights.
Way.
You gotta know, at this point, you have to know it just for your safety.
For your safety. Yeah. And a lot of people don't even know. Cops are not even supposed to get behind us and run our tag. No. The only reason they're supposed to do that is if and only if you have violated a traffic violation, like you didn't put your blinker on, or if you're now they can run it if they see your tag is expired. But if you're just driving, you've made no infractions, you've done nothing, they can't just run your tag. It has to be reasonable. You have to be able to articulate a reason of suspicion why you're gonna run my tag. Do you think that I just robbed the store? Because you gotta have a reason to run my shit. And a lot of people also don't know that when a cop comes up to you and asks you for your ID and you are not part of, if you're in a passenger seat, you ain't got to give them nothing. Or even if they walk up to you, let me get your ID. For what? Oh, I just want to know who I'm talking to. No, they want to run your name. They want to run your name. They want to run you for warrants. And it's just like, I don't have to give anything to you unless I am being accused of a crime, or you think I'm about to commit a crime or something like that. You just don't get to walk up to me and say, we are protected by our Fourth Amendment. We're private citizens. You can't come up to me and say, yo, let me see your ID. For what? So a lot of this is now starting to happen, and they hate it. They hate it.
I mean, it makes them uncomfortable, but it is what it is. At some point, we are going to have to do something different.
And I want my son to come home. And I want my husband to come home. I want my daughter to come home. And I want to come home. You know what I'm saying? But nah.
That's all I want.
That's all we want. But we don't get that respect. That's why I said in the beginning, fuck your badge. And I mean that shit. And a lot of people are like, why are you so against them? I'm not against, no, I take that back. I am. Because I don't believe there's a such thing as a good cop. I don't, not one. Because if there were, me personally, Cuba Cordoves personally has not seen with my own eyes a cop get in front of another cop and say, yo, that's wrong. That ain't right. Did y'all hear about the guy that they broke his wrist? They basically walked up to this guy. He was going to the corner store or whatever. A black cop pulls him over and starts talking to him because they had somebody called on a suspicious person. And suspicion is not a felony or misdemeanor. You cannot, give me your ID. I got a call, and they say you're suspicious. Okay, what is that? A felony or misdemeanor? Oh, it's nothing. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. So anyhow, they walk up to him. He's talking to him. He's asking for his ID. The man don't know his rights. The man doesn't know. So a white officer, the sergeant, walks across the street, picks him up and body slams him and breaks his wrist. And guess what, y'all? Wow. That wasn't even the right man. That wasn't even the right man.
I want them to just simmer the fuck down.
Siéntate ahora.
Siéntate, por favor.
Please, for real. Please sit your ass down.
Please. It's almost like, and let me just go ahead and let me just hit all the people who say black on black crime. First off,
I want to talk about that too.
Before we get into black on black crime, it's not even black on black crime. It's white on white crime. It's Spanish on Spanish crime.
That's right.
Because this is the thing. You're more apt to kill someone in
your area,
neighborhood,
but Jay,
in your surrounding area.
What they did,
So stop
they
saying
came
black
up
on
with
black
that
crime.
term. They came up with that term. But what I will say, that's good you said, because I think that all the time. But you know, the whole Black Lives Matter and a lot of people coming out, all lives matter. Yes, but you're protesting my protest when I say Black Lives Matter, because we're the ones that they don't see any value in us. So we're not saying that your life, Asians' lives don't matter, white lives don't matter, Indian, all lives matter. But right now, don't protest my motherfucking protest. Don't do that.
I mean, it's really like, if all lives matter, then Black Lives Matter.
Absolutely. And also,
right? Like, so I don't even understand why that is even a counter argument, because if all lives matter, then Black Lives Matter. So you would be all right with that. Exactly. You will be all right with that.
I seen a man when I was protesting, I seen a man tearing down the Black Lives Matter signs, like tearing it off. And these two white boys came and whooped his ass.
I'm glad.
They whooped his ass. It's on YouTube too.
I'm glad.
I was glad to see that too.
And honestly, and that's why I say it's not I did a whole live about how, like, Black people were always taught there was two worlds. Okay. Yeah. Like, that's some real shit. Your world and ours. Okay. Yeah. And let me tell you something, like, we were always taught that, you know,
this to survive. Okay. We are taught,
but we were always, but we were never no matter what happened in history, my mama never told me, you better hate that white girl, because that's a white girl and you hate her. Right. We were never taught that. And even if I don't have any white friends but one white friend, I ain't never walked into a Kroger and said, look at that white woman, I want to kill her. Right. That's not the narrative of Black people.
It's not.
That's not the narrative.
And they don't believe that. They think that, and I think, you know what I think they do that for, is because I really believe that it's so much, they feel so much guilt on what has happened to us and our people. And they, you know, they automatically think we're going to be violent against them based off of that. And that, like you said, that's not even the percept. That's not even how we think.
It's 2020. It's not. And it is 2020. There is so much access to things that you can read and learn to get an education. So to say that you're just being ignorant is so annoying as well, because it's like, if you really wanted to know, you know, when Trayvon Martin got killed, you could have did some research. When Tamir Rice was killed, you could have did some fucking research. When Sandra Bland was killed, you could have did some research.
Yep. It's no excuse. It really
there are no excuses at this point. And I really will say that I really fuck with allies. Because these videos of these white kids checking their parents being kicked out their mama's houses just to say you're racist and it's systematic racism, I fool with our thank you, allies. If you're a gardener and you are an ally, thank you.
Because we need it. We need it. And, you know, just to play devil's advocate, there are also people that say stuff like, well, so the Black lives only matter when white people kill. No, Black lives always matter, no matter who kills them. It always matters. I don't care if it's a white man or a Black man. But yes, it does seem like, you know, if a cop kills us or a white person kills us, that is more sensationalized and is more like, you know, that's the story. Like,
but in the case of the police, it is a big fucking deal, because these motherfuckers is the ones that we hired to come and be the fucking
protect and serve
at the front line, to protect and serve. Tax dollars being paid to them. That's why it's such a big deal. If you want to know why the fuck we're mad that the police keep killing us, is because we paid them. We paid them to work for us and they killed us. I'm sorry, Karen, that you get a pass. My Black ass don't get a pass. And please don't hit me with no colorism, because light-skinned and dark-skinned women still experience racism.
That's right. That's right. I don't want
now. Will I say that the lighter-skinned women may get it easier? I will say that shit. I'm not gonna be the one who act like there's not a light-skinned privilege.
Right.
However, it is what it is. It's a big deal when a white cop kills a black or another minority, because this minority, whatever has happened in their past is going to be vilified. Yep. People of color are vilified.
That's why I said
Dylan Roof was right. Dylan Roof was not. He wasn't a what is it? A terrorist. Because let me tell you something. All the white people that shoot up the schools are fucking terrorists, and we just won't say it.
All the cops that gather together, they're domestic terrorists. Okay, so let's keep it.
So it's just like,
and I don't give a fuck if anybody get mad out there. I don't care. Fuck your badge until y'all start respecting us, we the people. Fuck your badge. I'm sorry. And that goes for judges too. This is not your courtroom. Like I told the judge one time, Ms. Cordoves, this is my courtroom. I said, hold on now. No, ma'am. This is our courtroom. We the people. Get it right. Get it right. I'm tired, y'all. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I'm telling you. And oh Lord Jesus. Go ahead. One of y'all, please talk, because I'm tight.
But wait a minute though. On a good note, when it comes down to the police, we did have a good officer. He was a black officer. They got a phone call saying that 3 young men were trying to rob the store, or that they thought they were going to rob the store.
Okay.
They didn't know if the gun was real or if it was a BB gun.
Right.
This officer being black, and it was 3 black young men. Okay. Of course, yes, he did pull his gun, but he did escalated the problem without no one getting hurt.
Right.
The young man actually respected the situation, showed him where the BB gun was, and he took it upon himself as an officer who was trying to do something right to let the public know, hey, we're all not negative people. Right. Sometimes, yes, we don't know how to approach a situation, but this is what we need to do.
I'm glad you brought that up, I'm really glad you brought that up, because it is 2 sides. I know that there are good cops. I just ain't seen it. I haven't seen it personally, and I haven't seen it on TV. I haven't seen it on YouTube. I haven't seen it. And where a lot of my passion comes from is that, let me think, what year? I think it was 2013. I was assaulted by a police officer. And I think that's where my, and he was only given 2-week suspension, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's where a lot of my anger and rage began with them. You know what I'm saying?
Because that's your trauma.
That's my trauma. You know what I'm saying? It was a real attack. I was doing, had my own bartending agency, and I would go meet clients. And the lady that I met, her husband was a cop, and he said, oh, I'm gonna go walk her to the car. I said, oh, no, you don't have to walk me to the car. It was called Urban Q Lounge. It was a little lounge downtown, I think by Peter Street, I believe. And he's like, I'm gonna go walk her to the car. And he's in uniform, but he wasn't on duty. He walked me to the car. Once I got in the car, and I thought he was going to close the door for me, but he stood in the way, and he just attacked me, and people was like, hey. And then he tried to play it as if I was belligerent or drunk or whatever. And some guys was like, man, nah. I just saw it in there with you. Like, shut up, get, like, they ain't on your business. Get away. It's not, there's nothing to do with you. And I said, his wife is in there. As soon as he heard me say, get his wife, he left.
He left you. Wow.
You try to attack me. No, you did attack me with your wife in the restaurant.
And
try. So why?
Even if that did not happen to me, I would still say fuck your badge, because of the systematic things we keep seeing. We keep seeing it over and over and over. And I just have never seen, personally, a good cop say, hey, man, that wasn't right. Even the man that got his wrist broke, right, y'all? The black cop said to the white cop, he was like, I thought I missed something. I thought y'all had something on him, because I ran him, he was good. The white cop looked at the black cop like, damn, you couldn't tell me that before I attacked him. How about you just don't attack him?
Him at all.
How about you just don't run across the street and pick him up and slam him? How about that?
Well, we can give credit for the black woman. It was a white cop. He went over and he shoved he started shoving this black girl, and she wasn't even doing anything. And this black lady walked up, and she was a cop too.
Okay.
And she walked up on him, and she like publicly reprimanded him, like, don't do that. Like, like, why did you even push her? You shouldn't have touched her.
Right. But I wonder if that same situation happened and she was his partner, would she have said anything to him? That's
well, I don't know, because they were all together. But that's what I'm saying. They all worked together. They were in a group, so they probably did work in the same precinct. But it was just like, okay, I'll give you that.
We need more of that happening.
But but she was a black woman, and I ain't trying to toot our own horn, but we got more sense. I'm just saying.
We do. We really do.
People like to say, "Oh, well, you ain't got the strength." Well, then let the women lead the way and make the plan, and y'all execute physically. Then, since she's so fucking superior,
because that's what we do. We the neck.
I feel like that's what we need to do. Let women do a lot more planning and let the men do more physical shit. Because let me tell you something. When it comes to that mental shit, they ain't got
it like us, bitch.
They ain't got it, friend.
Anyhow, I'm gonna wrap it up, ladies. We got less than 1 minute, so I'm gonna wrap it up. But I want to say we miss you guys, gardeners. We love you, and we will be back tomorrow. Bye. Love y'all, ladies.
Bye, love.
Bye, gardeners. Mwah.
Bye,
ladies.